Okay, I'm going to welcome up here person you saw yesterday. Cricket is coming back, and we'll have another very different skit.
Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and invite up the, what are we calling them now? Our Ecumenical Advocacy Day players to come to the stage. They're going to actually do another skit to help us. It's what we're calling role playing, right? And when you get into your groups, actually I think this is going to be something that's very helpful for you, is to actually talk through what you want to say and practice with both a person who wants to listen to you and a person that doesn't necessarily want to listen to you. And try and practice messaging, how you would talk to that person, how you would react to questions they ask you. Because, Kate's back. She's the staffer in Senator Gordon's office, and from South Carolina. Senator Gordon from South Carolina. And, Kate's former boss lost his job in the election, and so she got a new position, and she's been on the Hill for a while now. But Senator Gordon isn't so friendly on our issues, has not been a supporter in the past, but is a person of faith, and is a person who talks about his faith very openly and really wants his Oh, it's her faith. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Senator Gordon is a woman. Sorry. Talking about her faith very openly. So we're going to start the skit, and Kate's going to have the same constituents who went to her office other office, back in this office, okay? South Carolina.
Hello.
Testing.
Oh, we have 4. Sorry.
Test. Yeah, okay. Well, y'all, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Come on in. Come on in.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Sarah. We're actually from 3 different churches in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Good to meet you.
Nice. John, it's nice to meet you.
Larry Couch from St. Elizabeth Parish.
It's Larry. It's very nice to meet you. My name is Kate. I am in LA for Senator Gordon. I handle issues regarding education, taxes, and arts and humanities. So how can I help you today?
Wonderful. We are here with a group from Ecumenical Advocacy Days. So we've spent the whole weekend talking about our faith and how that speaks to our nation's priorities. There were about 750 Christians together over the weekend.
Wonderful.
And so after that conversation, we wanted to come here and talk to you about creating a faithful budget, and one that protects the vulnerable people in the United States, but also around the world, and protects our environmental resources and really just the common good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you that Senator Gordon is very committed to issues regarding the federal budget. Was actually brought here in 2010, really from a mandate from the people of South Carolina to really get a handle on our federal spending. This country has a very serious debt problem, and the senator is absolutely committed to working with our colleagues to balance the budget.
This doesn't work. Okay. Moving on. I lost my voice. Sorry. We share the concern. Mm-hmm. Certainly, the effects of the financial effects are felt within churches as well, within our parish social ministries, with the diocese that we're involved with in Charleston. But we'd like you we share that concern, and we'd like to express the way of looking at the deficit is to be creative with the budget, and part of that is looking at revenues. And one of the things we had discussed in our workshops and in our program is to look at the tax system. How can we promote a progressive tax system that is fair?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'd like you to meet Senator Gordon.
Well, hi, y'all. Welcome to D.C. It's good to see you.
Let's get a picture for our communications director right here.
Oh, they're beautiful. Right. Good. Well, thank you for joining us.
Well, I am just so happy. I am just so happy that the churches care about poor people. I think it's so important for churches to do charity.
Yes, and we
It-
were just
well,
talking about the need
you know,
for-
I have an important meeting to go to. I hope you have a good visit in D.C.
We were just talking about the need
I'll
for a
see you
progressive
soon.
tax system.
Yes, thank you, Senator. She's actually going into a budget committee meeting, so we're glad that she could stop by for a little while. But I'm happy
nice.
I'm happy to speak with you. Yes, absolutely. We were talking about taxes, I believe, and Senator Gordon is absolutely committed to really getting this country back on track financially. And the way to do that is to make sure everyone has a fair shot to work hard. And the more that we free up our tax system so the job creators can create more jobs in this country, the more people can work hard and reach up to really attain the economic security.
You know, I'm glad that you mentioned jobs because that's one of our concerns as well. One of the things that we're looking for is not only good job creation, but also jobs that have a living wage and allow people to feed themselves and their families, and programs like tax credits, earned income tax credit, I'm sure Senator Gordon's familiar with, that help people who are working families get money back in their pockets so that they can so that they can provide for their families.
Well, I think when it comes to South Carolina, we are certainly glad that your churches are doing the work you are, and that the churches play such an instrumental role in to helping poor people in our communities.
I'm glad you're mentioning that because with the Archdiocese, and we recently took a survey of the parishes in terms of their food banks and other services they
Which
provide.
is really, that's really important work, food banks.
But about just in the last couple of years, it's doubled the number of people who are coming for assistance, both for food and media assistance.
Which is so important that you're there to feed them.
Right, but sometimes, really, it's really tragic that sometimes we have to turn them away because literally the pantry is bare, the shelves are bare. We can only do so much. And we really need the government support, and we need your support and the senator's support to provide the resources that are needed.
Yeah, I think Senator Gordon would really say the problem is when the federal government gets involved in some of these programs, like your wonderful, wonderful food banks that you're doing, is then the states have less control over who they can help. And you have less control as organizations who you can reach with your food bank.
One thing, as our legislative aide, what I really would like you to know, and what we as your constituents really want to convey to you, is we work with these food banks, with the South Carolina Food Bank, within our diocese and the parish social ministries that we're engaged with. They're expressing to us, and we're hearing it from them, that they alone cannot handle the economic depression and the economic reality that South Carolina is facing. So we hear it from them that they're asking, please support these programs, these essential programs. They work, and I need to convey that to you, and I'd like you to convey that to Senator Gordon. SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, Women, Infant, Children's Program, the Earned Income Tax Credits, they work. And just the basic bottom line to demonstrate that, the economy has gotten worse, unemployment has skyrocketed, but hunger has not met that level of depression. And that's essential. We have to keep those safety nets alive. It's a moral and practical issue for South Carolina.
And maybe Senator Gordon would feel that some of those safety net programs are really most effective when they're coming from the states themselves.
Well, that's interesting you should mention that because of the cuts at the federal level, the states are hurting very badly, and they're passing that pain on down to the county level. And the counties provide 80% of resources to the people living there.
Yeah,
And so those cuts are cuts in food and cuts in emergency assistance. So there's nowhere to look. And as you cut the federal budget, you're cutting the state budgets and you're cutting the county budgets. And these people are suffering.
It's really important that Senator Gordon's very committed to church, to her church, and it's just so important. I mean, we thank you for the work you do with your pantries, because a lot of times when you get the government involved in those programs like food stamps, you have people that are on food stamps that really shouldn't be on food stamps.
Hi, Kate. You're 11 o'clock.
My 11 o'clock's here. Okay. Y'all, thank you so much for coming in today. This was great. I really appreciated this conversation. I'm actually out of cards right now, but if you stop up front at the receptionist, at our scheduler, she can hook you up with my contact information.
Okay, well, we'll call you, get in touch with your office when we're back in the
Okay.
district.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you very much. Let me just leave just a few pieces of information
Oh.
because as a person of faith, Senator Gordon certainly knows that
And she's
our-
she's very much about church.
Absolutely. And we appreciate that because we come from that same perspective. And we want to look to see a faithful budget come out of Congress. And these are some thoughts that we have on that, and we'll love to follow up on that with you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
And we
you.
will be following up on that.
Okay.
Just to let her know.
Okay.
Okay. Many of our
Bye-bye.
church communities will. All right, have a good day.
Oh, thank you, Kate, and all the constituents. Y'all did a great job. One of the things that you saw, what are some of the things that you saw that they did that was really great? Anybody? They stayed on message. No matter what, they came back to why they were there, what they were fighting for, and they were very cordial. Did it in a very polite and they were there to have a conversation. And what was something else? They left the information.
Their response and lead into the next discussion was awesome. I'm glad you mentioned that back to message. With new information, they didn't go back over what they
Right, we call that, we say ABCs, repeat. Oh, she said they acknowledged what she said, and they talked about it. They said, thank you, I'm glad you mentioned that. And they brought it back to what they wanted to talk about, right? So they acknowledged her, and that's good. You can't just talk over someone, you have to talk with them. That's good. Anything else? Local facts. Any of your local stories that you have, especially when you're talking about domestic programs, it's going to be really important. You all have those stories. Weaving those into what you're talking about, your message, bringing that back is going to be key, especially because that's what they're most concerned about right now. The economy, jobs, security in their own communities. Anything else? March?
One thing I didn't hear was that they could have reminded her that a lot of the funding for the food banks comes from federal money that's funneled through the states.
Right, and they started to get to that. I think they started to, Marge says, they could have said that the federal money is coming to local food banks, and a lot of the funding, it's being cut, is affecting the local families. And so they were starting to get to that and talk a little bit about that, but maybe even lead in a little bit more about the importance of the federal policy and the resources in your ask. Okay? Right here?
I didn't hear them say much at the end about how they were going to take it back to their own locality and churches and have follow-up discussions about it with other constituents.
Yeah, that's really important. She said, I didn't hear a lot about what's going on to educate and bring awareness in the local communities, right? And so what are you going to do to bring that back to your local community? One thing we said, members of Congress are most likely you're going to see them in your districts. The next recess is, I think, starts April 2nd through, it starts the week before Easter and the week after Easter. You're church people, you know when Easter is. Yeah. Anything you saw that, one thing that we forgot again, and we have to be clear about this, you need to ask, how much time do we have? So we've demonstrated twice that you need to know that so you know how long you have to get your message in and get the answers across, okay? Kate?
One thing was when the senator did show up, when Senator Gordon did come, is that it was disorganized there for a minute, and it was about more so the senator talking at them, and the picture and how this would look on this constituent picture with church people on the website then, and so oftentimes when the member comes in, you lose the focus of the meeting, and that's not to say that your senator doesn't care, and that's not to say that every time you meet with a member it's going to be disorganized. But a lot of times where you really talk issues is with the staffer, and where you talk South Carolina football and Main Street is with the member.
And I want to show you this. Kate, shake my hand. If you shake someone's hand and you hold on to it, you've got their attention. So, serious. And that's when you have your ask. Say, Senator, I really want you to have a faithful budget this year. I really would like to see, the poor taken care of. That's a great... And that actually kind of leads into a little bit about our next discussion on what you do at home. That's one of the best tricks you have when people come into, your church for a town hall, or they have some other, what we call bird dogging opportunities, where you're able to go and meet and ask a pointed question in front of an audience of people to get your member on record to talking about the issues, is to actually use that technique and to hold their hand and get some responses.